Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me, the radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get the feeling I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Yeah. Welcome, guys. It is, let's lower the volume so we don't get that wonderful feedback. I don't want to find out what it sounds like. So we have a few interesting things going on tonight. Number one, Howl has put an entirely brand new microphone system in here. So what we got going is, let's turn off blue, okay? So now we should be running with the new lapel, okay? This would be the singing mic. We got the reverb there, and it's a handheld, and guess what? It is a wireless. Can you believe it? So it's a wireless mic, and it's a UHF, which is the higher band, the better band, okay? And it comes with actually 3 microphones. I was going to say 2, but it comes with 3. So you're listening to the lapel, which is here. It's a little bit bigger than you and I are used to, but you know what? It's got a bigger capsule. I'm just getting in so it sits better. And so this is the first time I'm actually using it, and I guess I'm getting used to getting it to be. So I have a handheld mic, and the lapel mic, which is the one that's on my lapel by lapel, is also in the UHF band. So we're not in the 2.8 or the 5 point whatever, those 2 bands. This has got its own little pack. It takes, gratefully, thank you Jesus, it takes AA batteries. This takes AA batteries. So it's off now. This one is off, okay, and the one on here is on. Now, what's unique to this is it's omnidirectional. So if I turn and I say I need to see something over here, the volume doesn't drop out. Or if I go like, oh, well, here's the box. This is the box, all right? So this is the brand. It's a UHF brand. It's Phoenix X Pro. It's a wireless mic, and it even has one of those like I've been wearing for quite a while, the ear one also. And the jack that connects on here is a mini XLR. So that, Hal texted me and said, oh, there's something at your door. I said, what's at my door? How do you know what's at my door? So he says, there's something at your door, go get it. So I said, dang, this is bigger than a bread box. Look at the size of this. It's got its own, it's ready to go to Las Vegas, okay? So all of this stuff is in here, and it's got a receiver that looks like a base station. You know, remember the old CBs, or it's very classy. It's sitting over there. I ran out, or I emptied the tape, you know, the packing tape, which is a nice thick core, and I was going to throw it away, and I put the base, which is this part right here that you see in the picture. If I make it straight, that part right there, I put it on my amplifier, and I'm thinking, like, you know, the heat rises, so it's going to overheat it. So I took the base core of my when, you know, shipping. You put tape around a box, you got that 2.5 inch, I don't know exactly how wide it is, but you got that going, and I threw it in the garbage, and then I said, you know, that would be a nice base. So I picked it up and I put it there, and now it's got a 2.5 inch spacer that it sits on top of my amplifier. So the heat can go out and go around, and I don't think there's, I call it the Sly flashlight because it was a gift from Sly. No, there's no holes on the bottom, okay? So the heat that's coming out of the Pioneer, it's an old Pioneer amplifier. Remember those when we were younger? We had receivers, Yamaha receiver, Pioneer receiver. What was that famous one? Started with an O. Oh, 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 it's magic, you know. Okay, that one. Anyway, it's one of those, but this one is the Pioneer brand. It's got glossy finish on the front. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, was the new microphone, and it's got a belt clip. So I can actually put it here, which means I'm not tethered. When I say I want to go make an adjustment on the camera, I'm taking you with me. So let's get it into the belt. Okay, so now I got to put it on my hip, because if I don't put it on the hip, you know, when you bend forward, there's a crease right across your private areas. There's a crease there, and it bends the antenna. So to keep that from happening, I don't put it on the front, I put it on the side. Now I can bend all I want, and I could feel it going back and forth across my body. So I guess you guys are going to have to tell me, what does it sound like? And on this one, can you tell what channel? It's the blue channel. I put a blue tape, okay? So the unique thing, or I should say one of the unique things on this, is it takes two microphones, and it has two wireless channels, and it hooked up all by itself. You turn it on, and the one channel is working now, and the other channel, even though I put this up to my mouth, is quiet, okay? So that is what's happening on that. Now, let's see, that's the blue channel, okay? And that one's got the reverb. So I do hear a touch of reverb, so maybe a little bit is leaking through. So if I turn this one on, okay, so now both of them, I don't know if they're canceling each other out or what the heck's going on. So you know that this one's on because it's got the reverb, and this one is off. I put the mic behind my back. So when I sing, this is the singing mic, and then I turn it off. I'll turn this one on, and now you hear the lapel mic, all right? So that's not that interesting. So what is a little bit interesting is you have a left, or I should say two channels. It's not left and right. You have a wireless channel for this, which I can turn the reverb on and off, and I have a wireless channel for the lapel mic, okay? And I can actually, if I wanted to, I could turn the reverb on that one too. So you hear a touch of reverb now, yes, I think, all right? I don't know how high I have that reverb, but I don't think I would sing through this. Let's see what this sounds like. I'll listen to it a little bit later, but I need to put some sound in here to see what it sounds like. So now I'm going to sing through the lapel mic and see what it sounds like with the music. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. Okay, so that is what the lapel mic sounds like with me singing. So right now you can determine if this one sounded better or if that one sounded better, but I will be listening to this right after the show's over. I'm going to hibernate, probably go to the potty, and I'm going to listen to that and see how the lapel mic. But this is the singing mic. They're both wireless, so I'm free to get up and walk around. You remember in the many years ago, my shows were all done with me standing up, walking around. I did the walk of focus and all that kind of stuff. So when I wear that headset on my ears, the one that came around the front, which is still right there, it's hanging on the shelf. Hal got me into that also. That's his work. That's the kind of work that he does. Is he will go to events. He just did one for the space agency, and they filmed something, and he was the commander in charge of doing all that. So we're talking about a man that's at a very highly professional level. Okay, so that is the first thing. Oh, the part that I wanted to tell you is the unique thing is it's got a 1/4-inch plug where it mixes both channels, this one and this one. Even if I'm not using this, I have it turned on because I have everything going through my Yamaha mixer. All right, so the Yamaha mixer is where I add the reverb. I adjust the highs, the mids, and the lows, just like you do in a when you color correct or anything. You got your highlights, you got your midtones, which is where the skin is. You got the highlights where the bright part is, and maybe my hair would be in the highlights. And then you got the shadows, which would be the dark areas. So I got a dark area there and a dark area there. Same thing happens in music. I can adjust on this mixer the highs, the midtones when I sing, and the lows, which would be the bass. When I go bassy, bassy, count bassy, okay? And you can raise and lower the volume levels on those 3 different frequency levels, just like we do when we fix our JPEGs or RAW, or even our video. All right. So it's got a 1/4-inch plug, which if I plugged that 1/4-inch plug directly into my mixer, it would take both microphones and mix them together and output it into the 1/4-inch plug. So the 1/4-inch plug is the thick one. The slim one is the earphones plug. So remember, just a few years back, you had it before you went into wireless. You had an earphones plug that's called a 3.5 millimeters. Okay, so the big one, the thicker one, is called a 1/4-inch. So the bass unit has a 1/4-inch output combining both channels. However, you also have an XLR output separating each channels. So that's what allows me to put reverb on one channel and not the other. It allows me to turn off this mic while I'm singing with this mic, and then turn off this mic while I'm singing, while I'm talking to you with this mic. That's because there's 2 XLR cables. All right, this is an XLR cable. That's the one with the 3 pins. It's XLR, and it snaps in. Okay, so you got all these different ways of piping your sound into different spots. So if you have a Mac or a Windows, you actually have the little one, the 3.5-inch plug, okay? And you would actually use that for headphones, mics that go into the camera bodies. Those are 3.5-inch. Then you've got the bigger one, which is a heavier duty. You guys that play guitars and you have your electric guitars, that cable that you plug into the electric guitar, that's called a 1/4-inch, okay? So this bass unit here actually controls, through the XLR cables, it controls each of the 2 channels. It's a 2-channel unit, okay? So it controls each of the 2 channels. Now, if you want to separate the channels, there isn't the picture of the back on here. You use the XLR cables, and that's what I'm using now. So you notice I'm talking on this, but I'm not talking on this. All right. So I can actually use the mixer board and control all this, like the Wizard of Oz, the gears, and it's all done there. All right. Now, if I mix everything together, I use the other plug. I started with the other plug, and while I was on the phone thanking Howl, Howl said, take out the 1/4-inch, okay, and get yourself 2 XLR cables and plug in the XLR cables into here. So I did do a test, and I went from here all the way to the kitchen, and then I went from the kitchen out to the patio. It did break out just a little bit, okay? But I was able to pretty much walk around the house, okay? So if I slide out here and I get up, you can still hear me, okay? Pull my pants up so I don't embarrass myself. All right, so now I'm actually standing behind the chair. Hello, all right? So if I take a little walk, like I'm gonna disappear, all right? And we're gonna see where it breaks up. And I don't have the receiver in an optimum spot. It's surrounded by metal. The Pioneer is on top of it. There's I'm gonna start walking. So right now, I'm actually at the door exiting the Christmas room, or my office. And I'm in the next room, which is the old Christmas room. We call it the family room, but I called it the Christmas room. So you don't see me, but I'm walking in the old Christmas room. Now I'm walking almost at the edge of it, which it's almost a 30-foot wide. All right, now I'm in the kitchen. So if I wanted to make my smoothie now, you could hear me, but you can't see me. So I don't have a cord that will allow me to go that far. All right, so now I'm going to the back door. Remember when I used to go out to the swimming pool and show you that? So I'm opening the back door. That's the alarm. Now I'm outside on the patio, and it's probably breaking up is my guess, okay? And now I'm coming in, closing the door, locking it. Security conscious around here. I see a little bite of a brownie on the counter. It's now in my mouth. I made them. I bought the package, my brother bought the package at Aldi's. So I made the brownie. All right, so I'm actually standing right now where I started my live shows in 2017. Okay? That's in the Christmas room. The lights are all still in place. You can't see it. I'm enjoying this brownie. Now I'm back at the door in the Christmas room. You see a little chubby guy with a yellow shirt? Okay. So here I am. And now I'm going to, Peter, will you please be seated? Okay. I'm seated now. Bring the chair back up. Now that's a UHF. It allows you usually to go farther. So I don't know where it started to break up. I'm sure it had to have started to break up, so you guys know. When I listen to the playback, I will know. And I don't know if the lapel is more powerful or the hand mic. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing on the list is I finally found they call it a fluid tripod head. Okay, I'm not making that up. That's what it's actually called. All right, and I ordered it, and it came in about an hour and a half ago. So I haven't even been able to mount it yet. I opened the box. This is what it looks like. Okay, this is in my hands, and I have to tell you, this is really a big surprise. So this is $30, and here, let me show you. They actually had a sale going on, which is why I triggered and bought it. So let me see how I can go to the web page to show you what it looks like. The web page opened up for me, but it didn't open up for you. I think I need to go to the desktop maybe. Okay. All right, so you can see the desktop now, and I believe you can still hear me, correct? All right, so I am going to go where I can see the desktop. You can see it, but I can't. And you should be able to see my mouse. All right, so this is what I bought. And I just started because I lost the position again for the camera on the ZR. All right, as soon as I release just a little bit that small rig ball head, boom, I lose the position. And you know, I have to I have to go to the camera, move it, come to the chair, sit down, test it and see if it's okay. Go to the camera and then come back to the chair. It gets very tiring, okay? So I started looking, and I did find that it's called a fluid head. So you get a handle right here, okay? And that lets it go up and down, and that's controlled by this. I'm hoping you can see my mouse. That's controlled by this, which releases that, all right? And then you've got this releases the clamp. I'll bring it back in here, show it to you up close. And then you see this one that's hiding, this little red knob at the bottom that's hiding. That allows you to swivel left and right. So this knob allows you to swivel up and down, and it's with this handle. And this knob allows you to just remove the camera right off the top. Okay, so that is what you have going on. All right, so the cool thing is 30 bucks, which they're usually $60 to $100. So I'm going like, okay, it's probably got to be a piece of crap, right? So I ordered it. It's not a piece of crap. Here's the surprise. All right, I'm holding it and I'll show you. But here's the best part. All right, coupon. You click this button and you get it for $21.99. If you got, I'm on Prime, okay, and it'll get delivered. You know, today's Friday. It'll get delivered on. I'm probably not logged in here because mine came the next day. I ordered this yesterday. Okay, now if you decide you want to order two, the first one is $29.99 and the second one is the sale price. I had the mouse in the wrong place. So the first one is $29.99. And the second one will have the sale price. If you order only one, you can come back and order it again for another $21. So for $42, $43, okay, you can get two of these. All right, so let's go back into where I can turn my camera back on. All right, let's go to the Nikon. Okay. All right, so let me show you what's unique about this. Now, most of the people, I have this sticking up, all right? There's a reason for it. You can put you can loosen this and you can make the home position anywhere you want. So let's say you have something in the way here, which I do. I have a countertop. There's a credenza going across the front, okay? And there's a countertop there. So I can't have this low like this. For me, it needs to be up here. Then you tighten that up and it locks the home position, okay? Now you go on this side. Can I get a little closer here? Oh, wait, I'm running this show. I'm talking, I thought I had a cameraman. All right, so this releases and allows you to ratchet up and ratchet down, and it's kind of like a jaw, you know, a shark's jaw. Once you tighten it, now it's staying in that position, okay? That does not raise this up and down, okay? When you loosen this part on this side, now when this sits on your tripod, this will take the head and go up and down. And they call it fluid because it's got a little bit of a spring action, not a super lot, okay? But it keeps a pressure, so when I move up or down, it's not going to be jerky. You know, that's why we have image stabilization, because we jerk these stupid cameras around, okay? So with this one on, it goes, and it goes fluid up, and it goes fluid down. Now, I use this backwards. So this is going to go, and it's going to get mounted onto the, I forgot what this is, either 3/8 or quarter or whatever. It's already threaded down here, okay? So the thread is here. It even has an adapter. If you've got the wrong hole, it'll change it and allow you to, you know, put what you want between the two different sizes. So the tripod screw on the bottom, okay, of the camera is not the same size as this. This hole is designed to fit on a tripod receiver thread. They got names, okay? I sound so dumb right now, all right? But if you happen to have a different size thread and it happens to be the regular tripod thread, it has an adapter in the bag, and that adapter screws into this hole back down here, and it allows you to use the other thread. All right, now I haven't tried this, but I had read that this piece, that's the adapter, doesn't go down far enough, and people have complained about that because instead of this nice big flat surface sitting on the receiver side, okay, it's a little higher and it wiggles a little bit, okay? I see Roy is popping in 3/8, okay? And the 1/4" adapter, okay? Thank you. See, Roy made me smart. All right, so you fix that by putting a business card in here, punching a hole in it, and now it's flat. All right, so those people that are complaining that it doesn't go down far enough, so now it can actually wobble, that's not true. You can fix it, get yourself a business card, okay? And that will give you this nice flat surface again for it to give you the pressure. But the tripod screw that I have over there, which is an actual bolt, and it's actually whatever, I think it's a 1/4" or 1/4 it fits directly with no adapter, okay? So now what this knob does, this red one, when you loosen that, when you're mounted, now you can turn left and right, okay? You can go, it's very fluid. You can increase the tension. Let me lower this. You can increase the tension, lower the tension. So if I loosen both of these, I can turn the camera this way and this way. And because this is spring mounted, not a super heavy duty spring, okay, it actually allows you to make a very fluid motion. I presume it's designed more for video. So I mount it backwards, so this is sticking out in the front, okay? And the camera goes here, and the lens is pointing to me, all right? So I could just lower this and raise it, or I could move it left and right, and I don't lose my position. So if this is like over my head, now that's my fault because I made this wider, okay? But it's normally like this. But if it was like this, okay, I've got to bring this down. So if this was a ball head, I'd have to loosen this. I lose the position. The ball head is designed to go all the way round and round and round, okay? So on this one, all I have to do is loosen this a little bit, and I can just go down, or I can go up. And that is winner chicken dinner with a side of ice cream for dessert. All right, $21. I have the link, so if you're going to buy it, use my link. Otherwise, you're going to pay the higher price. All right, so the only thing that you could say is, Peter, what if my tripod isn't level? Okay, what if the tripod is like this? So now this is mounted a little sideways instead of like this, all right? This does not have the ability to level it out, but it does have a bubble, so you can actually level it out. But if you're actually gonna pan left and right, like that, all right? And you're got it level here, but as you pan, you're gonna tilt. All right, so this tripod tripod head would not be good for that. So you either level your tripod or you buy another head. And just like magic, I have a very similar head in the description made by Neewer that has all of this stuff. It's not $21, it's $50. A little more than twice the price. But it adds another piece here that allow you to it's got like a ball joint here, but once you lock it into place, you can still move left and right and up and down with a fluid motion. So if you need that self-leveling on the bottom, where you level the bottom side, you go for the Neewer, Neewer. In the description, I got the link so you can go look at these things. All right, and then this actually removes the plate. So you just pick it up, it's attached to your camera, you pop it back down here, you lock it into place, make it sturdy, don't want things falling to the ground. So I'm going to have two ball heads over there, okay? And the ball head tripods, and see, I can get up now and walk around, all right? I already took the ball head tripod off. I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna bring it back over here. Okay, I gotta I screwed it down so it wouldn't fall. So the reason I didn't buy 2 of them right off the bat, I have bought this that were really, they were crappy. Okay, so there's no sense wasting the money. But since this one is not crappy, probably today is Friday, in the next day or two, I'm going to order a second one. So I have 2 of these, okay, and we'll do the close-up again, okay. I can do the overhead camera, but I'm kind of like talking to you. All right. So if I have this just in the perfect position, okay, the camera's mounted and it's in the perfect position, so I loosen this just a little bit, and then I try to move this, and what happens is this will move right out of place. The camera's got enough weight on it where that's why it's called a ball head, okay. Let's see, do I have the overhead camera on? We'll know in a second. Let's go to the Nikon Z6 overhead camera. Okay, I didn't turn that one on. Well, I can get up and come over here. Watch this. On. And then you didn't know that I walked over there, right? Now it came on, all right? So here is the ball head. And it's called a ball head because everything sits on a ball, like that. See, that's a big, giant ball. And then this moves around, okay? And you could release or loosen the tension. Now, if you're good at it, you could release it just a little bit and move it around, but you don't know where this release is. And what happens is exactly what just happened. If you go too far, it just drops right down. All right? So what that means is I basically lost my starting position. Now I have to start all over again, and that's called the ball head tripod. That's what the bottom looks like. It's a nice flat plate. So the new tripod head has a nice flat plate, just like this one, all right? And on this one, if I want to move, I will loosen this here. This is completely loose now, okay? And this will go up and down. I'll turn it sideways. So this will go up and down, and it's got a spring to always bring it back to the center. So if I bring it up like this, watch, and I let go, it just goes to the center. And that's not the reason the spring's in there, for it to go to the center. It's in there so that I can use the counter pressure of that spring to move up and down just a little bit, okay? And it's got a really super large, it's not like a little one like that, okay? It's got a nice large locking pin, all right? And then this bottom plate right here, go like this, all right? See how it's got markings? So you can actually read what you want. And when you loosen that, you can turn this and that base stays in place, okay? And then of course, this releases the plate that the camera is actually sitting on. So it's a nice surprise. I had bought one of these from Adorama, and it just is a piece of junk. It is not even worth the receipt. Never mind, you know, the rest of it. So this is a really nice surprise. So this is going to go where the Olympus was. So the Olympus was mounted on here, okay? Now, I don't have the Olympus there anymore because we have our guest camera tonight. That's the title of the show. The Leica Q3 is where the Olympus was, but it didn't work, and I'll get to that in a second, okay? So in the meantime, I took the Olympus off. This came in by Amazon delivery, and I took this off, and this is going to go where the Olympus is. All right. So this is definitely $21. I'm going to put one for the 2 different camera positions I have. There's a 3rd camera position, and it actually has one of these already. It's a different brand. It just came with the tripod that's mounted over there. That one is so easy, and that camera is this one. It's the Sony A7C A7C Mark II. That's sitting on a tripod that has this style head on it. It's called Magnus, okay, Magnus, and it has a fluid head. I love this head. It takes nothing for me to adjust. 1 or 2 times I have to run over to the chair and run back over there and make that movement. The other 2, as soon as I loosen it just a little bit, I'm ever so careful, I lose the position, and it is a fight and a half. So if you have the ability to remove the tripod head from your tripod, the cheaper ones don't allow you to remove it, okay? They're clamped in there. But your little better tripods, or any place where you get that bolt that fits in here, all right, will allow you to buy just the head. And these heads are anywhere from $50 to $100, if not more. I've seen them $199. You go to Manfrotto, and those command a big price. So you're not moving the head all the time when you're in a stationary studio like this. Now, if this goes out on a tripod, it's still very useful because everything is about the right size for my fingers, and it's very smoothly done. That's the biggest problem with the the tripod heads. A lot of them just are not smooth. They're very crude. Okay, so this one, thank God, is not crude. I'm not centerized. Don't know why. Okay, so I'll be getting another one of these, and I will no longer complain to you that it took me forever to reset up this, this camera and it moved, and then I get all ticked off because it moved. Okay, so this is the tripod head. If you can use the simpler one, which I can, because I have a level countertop. If you don't have a level countertop, you're going to have to miss the $21 one and go for the $50 one, okay? Because the bottom plate on the $50 one will allow you to level the whole thing. And the reason you would do that is if you were going to pan left and right, and your tripod's not level, you're up at the sky now. Okay, see how it goes? It's pointing up. All right, but if you could level your tripod, $21, or if you've got a home studio and you're setting up something and you've got a flat area, these things are, like Sly would say, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, so that takes me through the microphones. It takes me through the, oh wait, there's one more. Wait, there's more. All right, this actually gives me something that's a little bit of a surprise. Okay, this gives me this little black thing. Okay, so it comes with a little black thing. Now, if you've never had a little black thing, you don't know what you're missing. All right, I'm joking around. All right, so what this little black thing does is it expands, and you put your phone in here, and it's got a tripod screw, so you would mount this on your tripod in the screw, and now because you can go up and down with this one tremendously, you can turn this so it's completely at a right angle and put your, well, let me get it in the frame. You can put your cell phone on there. And this is the cell phone adapter. It's got a little spring action, so you would put your cell phone in there. And it came part of this. $21. Yes, sir. It just did that all by itself. Okay, let's get back into the room. I'm hearing popping. Oh, it must be me moving my shirt. Maybe I need to move this down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, so it was probably hitting here because I heard it. I heard it go poof, poof. Okay. This came with it. You can't get stuff like this for $21. Only from China. Okay. And maybe they're updating it and they've got a blowout price. But I'll tell you one thing. This is exactly what I was looking for. The link is in the description. Go buy it. Okay. Now, the third thing is we have a new guest camera, the one that Randy sent me to use, and it is the Q3. And this is the first time today that I actually connected the Q3 and am putting it into the rotation. Okay. So let me show you what the Q3 looks like first of all. Drum roll, ba-dum-bump, Q3, ba-dum-bump. Okay, we are now on the Leica Q3. All right, and I do have the zoom control. This is the Leica colors. All right, I have it set to the natural profile because you have a choice of a few different profiles. Very easy to put this camera into the rotation, and it's pretty as could be. All right, and I can even assign a profile with all the settings that I have now. So when I take the camera off and I start walking around and shooting everything for pictures, it leans more towards pictures because of the 28 millimeter is too close in my face. All right, I wish it could have been 24 millimeters, but it's at 28 and we are at 1.7. So it's got that high-end Summilux lens on there. So this whole rig is between $6,000 and $7,000. Okay, doesn't belong to me. It's Randy's camera. He's allowing me to use it. So this is the first time you are actually seeing the Q3 live. I have it set to a dummy battery. The camera does feel quite warm, but I've had it on for 2 hours. I went and took a shower and dried my hair and got dressed, and the camera's still running. So it has not overheated. So, but it is quite warm. So this is what the Leica Q3 actually looks like since I've shown it to you. This button goes here and that button goes there. That was Wednesday and last Friday. And now we're looking at the cameras. Okay, so let's set the camera free to go into its rotation, and it will change the cameras on its own. So let's go to the bottom here. All right, so this is the Sony, and in 1 minute and 32 seconds, bottom right of your screen, remember these are secrets that nobody else knows but you and me, bottom right of your screen is the counter. So whatever that counter is showing, it's going to move to the next camera all by itself. No hands, Ma. So I'm going to move it over to the Q3 because this is the camera of interest. If you had a Leica Q3 and you're going to go live, you would plug in the HDMI, which is plugged in. And this is what you would get. All right, natural profile. The ISO is set to 400. The lens is set to 1. No, the lens doesn't start with a 1. Yeah, it does. 1.7, because that's the widest it'll go. Now I have not figured out if I can zoom it. So if I could zoom it, I would set it to 50 millimeters, but I wasn't able to get it to move. So I had to take the camera, I took the Olympus off, okay, and then I said, I got to bring the camera a lot closer. So the camera is sitting in the middle of the aisle on its own tripod. It's like a little beauty queen there. If I bump it, okay, and that tripod also, believe it or not, has a fluid head. I didn't buy it. It came with the tripod. So I got two cheapy, meaning $29.95 from Best Buy. Two cheapy tripods with fluid heads. However, I can tell you for sure the fluid head on this one is a lot smoother than the one that's on there, but it does the job. All I have to do is move it up or down to get myself in the center, move it left to right to move it over to the side. And in my case, if it wasn't level, I just change the legs, okay? So that's what I got going on over there. So that's why I was able to unmount this and show it to you, because I took the Olympus off and I put the Q3 on there, all right? And it would be far back like the ZR. That is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 feet from lens to nose between the Nikon ZR and the nose. Now, if I do that with the Leica, it's too far back, and I tried to use the feature on the Leica where you push the button and it goes in smaller and smaller, but nothing changed. So I'm assuming you cannot do that in video mode, or because I have the base setting in there as DNG, it won't do it. But I got a feeling you cannot change that in the video mode. But you know who would know? Randy. If Randy's here, let me look through here. Okay. Let me see. So yeah, Randy is in the room. Okay, good. All right. And he actually answered my question before I even asked it. The Q3 only crops in photo mode and only with JPEG. In video, it doesn't allow you to do the zooming. And if you switch it to DNG, which is the raw file setting for the Q3, nay, you cannot crop. You have to be in JPEG. But I'll take that because I can crop freely when I do the DNG, which is kind of like Open Gate. It just gives you the whole thing, and now you crop to your heart's content, okay? So I looked everywhere to find if I could crop it so that I could put the camera back on this, and it would have been on here because this came in about an hour and a half before we started. So it's like, wow, talk about timing. But anyway, I had to bring the camera forward, and then I just use on the Ecamm, I have this is the slider, okay? So this is what it looks like at 28 millimeters, all right? So if you took every picture that you wanted, and it's at 28 millimeters, and you shot it in RAW, which it shoots, not RAW, it shoots DNG, which is a wonderful thing. You don't have to wait for any updates for Photoshop, Lightroom, Photomator to update itself. You hit the ground running because DNG is DNG. All right. So now with this DNG, with this view, I can take and I can crop it all the way in. I can move it over here, and I can show you over here. If I turn my body, I can show you the lenses that I have for sale that I was just taking pictures of. So now I've cropped it over here, all right, manually, and it's all being done with a 28 millimeter lens. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Nikon lenses. Wait, let me set this camera back where it belongs. All right, we'll lower out that because it'll come back around and I'm gonna go, it's broke, something happened, it's not right. Okay, now I'm gonna put it back to where I'm not focusing on lenses, but now I'm focusing on the little Peter Greg that we got. Okay, so now it can continue going on round and round. So I got the 4 Nikon G lenses that go on, not the mirrorless. If you actually put it, if you want to put it on a mirrorless camera, you've got to buy the FTZ adapter. Okay, so I have all of them up for sale. Actually, I have 3 of them up for sale for $1,600 on Marketplace. But if I sell it to anybody I know, I'm going to also give this 70 to 300, which is an incredibly fun lens. Okay, this is a 70 to 300. It's an outdoor lens because it runs at 4.5 to 5.6, and it's VR. It's got image stabilization. So if somebody just buys from Facebook, they're going to pay the $1,600. They're going to get the 3 lenses that are there now. Now, if it's somebody that I know, I'm going to put this lens in with it, because this makes it a whole family. 24 millimeter, 50 millimeter, 24 to 70, 70 to 200, 2.8 VR, 24 to 70, 2.8, no VR. Okay, 50 millimeter, 1.4, 24 millimeter, 1.4. So that is my entire kit for prior to the mirrorless, and I don't use them. Okay, so what I do use is the new mirrorless lenses that I have a couple of them, but Randy got me into this Megadap adapter, and the Megadap adapter lets me seamlessly, it's a miracle, put all my Sony lenses on my Nikon camera. So these sit here and do nothing because I have the FTZ adapter. Okay, so it's just quite unique. So if anyone here is interested, $1,600 for a complete F mount. All of them are G's. Okay, which means it's the newer version of the F mount. All the focusing motors and everything is inside. All right. But and if you have like a 7200, a D500, an 800, an 850, these are model numbers for Nikon that I'm rattling off. Now, if you have the new mirrorless, they won't mount on it. Okay, you will have to get an FTZ adapter. So that is what's going on with that. So that brings us up to date. Anybody in here with me? Yeah, we got a few people in here with me. Let's see. First of all, is there any questions? I'm going to quickly go through and look for a QQQ so that I can answer questions about all this stuff I talked about. And everybody is saying hi, 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 hi. We'll do that in a second. Okay. And so there's no questions. That's not bad. When I can talk that long and you don't have a question, golly gee whiz, either you fell asleep on me or I did a darn good job explaining what the hell's going on. Okay, so that covers all the news stuff, and I thought Friday night was going to be a boring night, but no, I've got a Howl, because of Howl, a whole new microphone system, which you're actually listening to now, and you saw me get up 3 times, okay, and move around, and I even went out to the patio and came back. Okay, so that system that system that Hal sent here surprised me. He said there's a package outside, and I thought he was joking. I said, is it bigger than a bread box? And he just LOL. Okay, so I figured I'll go look, and there was this big box out there, and this is what was in the big box. Thank you, Hal, a gazillion times. A whole new microphone system, UHF band, not the 2.8. So you guys that have trouble with things interfering and everything, your wireless microphone system is on 2.8. Okay? So I see Roy put, what is the mic? This is the mic. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you. The name of it is Phoenix X Pro. It's PTL. It comes with 3 microphones, 2 of which we're using now. The third one is still in the box, and that's because I already have the ear set, but I moved away from the ear set because now I have the lapel. So the wire is under my shirt. So if I open my shirt, the wire is under my shirt. Okay, so before I put my shirt on, I click on this microphone onto my t-shirt up high here somewhere. I put my shirt on, and then I pass it through one of these slots. Okay. Okay. So I do notice every time I touch it, you hear the sound. So this is a don't touch the merchandise. Hi there, Leica Q3. This is one of the new things in here. This is the first time that the Leica is in the Christmas room broadcasting around the world on a Leica Q3. And the camera is Randy's camera. He's loaned it to me, so it will be going back to Texas when I'm finished playing with it in a year or 2 or 3. No, whenever he calls for it to come back, packing it up, and it's going back to Randy because it is Randy's camera. However, the new microphone system is mine. It's a gift from Howl to the Christmas room, to Peter. And you heard at the beginning of the show, I use this to sing in. Okay. Then I switched over here. And other than me jiggling around with my shirt, I have heard no problems with this microphone. And the jiggling around with my shirt is not the microphone's problem. It's Peter Gregg. You just can't sit still. All right. So that is what we've got. Let's say hi to all my friends and family, to you and all your family, to me and all my family. Scotty's here. Thank God it's Friday. Hi, Scotty. Love you, buddy. Here's Norm. Love you. All the way from Toronto, up in Canada, I should say. I shouldn't pick the city because I'm not sure, but I think. Great rendition of John Denver, Peter. If you haven't been at the beginning of the shows, I have been forcing myself to go live because it scares me. Unlike going live when I go live to talk, I don't have a problem. But to go live and sing, there's like a little bump in the road, and the only way to get over that for me is to actually do it. So I would say what? You guys that have been around every week, for the last 2 weeks, I start every show with a live song. I have screwed it up a couple of times, and when I screw it up, my face, I can feel the flushness in my face. Now that used to happen when I went live, just talking to you and saying hi. That doesn't happen anymore, okay? When I go to sing, okay, you want to see my face get red? I'll pop up a song on here and my face will go red. I just have a mental mountain that I have to get over. So I've been singing at the beginning of every one of these shows for the last 2 weeks. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, if not more of the shows, I have opened the show singing. It's an old ballad. I'm an old ballad kind of a singer, okay? Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, those type of singers. And so I pick out a song that I like, and Sammy's been helping me with the music because Sammy is right in line. That's what his father and mother do. They have where they teach kids and prep them up for that type of a career. And Sammy works there. He handles all the cameras. He handles all the video recording. He handles all the editing for any videos that are made to go up online. He handles the sound. He handles the soundtracks. Okay. And of course, his dad is a step higher than him. He's been doing it from before Sammy was born. So when I needed a little help, Sammy stepped in and has helped me with the music. Now, Sammy is actually creating it's a plugin. No, it's an app. It's not a plugin. And you buy it, obviously. It's not for sale, so don't ask. We're working on it, and I'm helping him because I have a lot of expertise on processing, working in Final Cut Pro, a little bit in Adobe Premiere, not a lot, but the point isn't the operation of the software. It's the how do you get this look? How did I get this look on the Leica? That is what I've done from the 70s. I tune in a camera to look what I'm after. Sometimes the camera doesn't cooperate, okay, but most cameras I can get them to tune in properly. So I'm helping Sammy with that. And the reason for this whole app that he's creating is many times you'll buy a camera and you'll want to use S-Log if you've got a Sony camera. And if you don't have a Sony camera, you got a Canon camera, you want to use C-Log. And or whatever log is in the Q3 here, the Nikon logs, okay? And some of you guys actually want to go live and you want to use log, all right? So you have to find or make a LUT, and that becomes a tripping point. How do I make a LUT? So he has made an app where you bring in your video, you look at your video in the Sammy app, okay? You color correct it from, let's say, your Sony S-LUT, S-Log, all right? You get the colors just the way you want them, and if you're going to do it in a studio, you're not going to be running around out in the street, okay? You just, after you color correct it, you just push a button, and it makes a log file. I'm sorry. It makes a LUT file, a cube.cube. All right, and you would pop that right in here. Now when he gets it where we can actually use it, I'm going to take one of these cameras and I'm going to switch it to log. I'm going to make the correction. I'm going to put the LUT in here, and I'm going to broadcast through Sammy's make a LUT for me software, and I will have a custom made LUT. So it basically is an instant LUT maker, but you have to be sharp enough to make the color corrections, and all the corrections that you're making, you push the button and up pops the Pop-Tart, and you get a cup of milk, and not Pop-Tart, up pops the LUT, and you pop it into something like here, which is Ecamm. You could also put it in your camera, all right? And that's what Sammy is actually been working on his spring break. In the meantime, he's making a film that's going to go into the theater. Oh, to be 21 years old again. Thank you, Lord. So he did work on it last night and today, and he made changes because the last version that I have was what's before we made corrections on some of the control points, like highlights and shadows and that. One of them wasn't working, and that's the last one I have. So I went to take a nap today. I woke up. I looked to see if he sent me the newest version, and he didn't. So, but he changes it every 2 hours. It's got an update. So I have to stay on top of things. So when that's ready to go show and tell, we're going to show that here. And he is going to sell that. So we're going to help the young man and launch him. You don't want it? You don't buy it, okay? It's up to you. But I can tell you it's coming along pretty nice. And Sammy is very clever with the coding. All of this is codes. It's not, oh, move this from here to here. You got to code, okay? Get the arm to come in and pick it up and move it to here. All that is coded. It's computer coding, all right? And he does it. He does it right in front of my eyes. We connect up with the computers, and I'm watching all this, typing away. Crazy. So that was Norm saying hello. Love you, Norm. And speaking of Sammy, here is the handsome young man now. And Jim Monday is here. He's saying good evening, Peter and gang. Happy Friday. How you doing, Jim? Love you, buddy. Ah, my good friend James. Jamie, looking sharper than a tack, Uncle Peter. Thank you. James, you know, you're so sweet sometimes. I don't know how you managed to have two personalities in there. The nicest guy I've ever met. And then it's like, bleh, a little stab, you know. And it's, I guess, you just gotta have that to get along in the world. But anyway, Jamie, I love you and thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. In case you're wondering, do you appreciate me being here, Peter? Why, Jamie, I'm glad you asked. Yes, I do. So Sammy's, hopefully everybody is doing fine. Here's another New Jersey coming in. Hi, Peter, from Ashley and Alex. How you doing? Ashley is Alex's girlfriend. Alex is a friend of mine. Alex is a friend of Sammy's. They hang out together in Jersey, as in New Jersey. So, what did Della wear to the ball? Her New Jersey. Bah! Junior high school jokes. And here's Randy. Love you, Randy. Thank you for being here. So we were looking at Randy's camera. It'll come back around. Give it a moment. Just a little bit. Sounds great. Thanks to Howl. Isn't that a kick in the pants? Open the door and you find this box there, and it's like, hello, what you talking about, Willis? Okay, what was that? Was that the show? What you talking about, Willis? So that is a whole. When I woke up this morning, I did not know I was going to have a new sound system in the Christmas room. I don't change sound systems that often, but Hal has done that to me twice now. We went from the microphone that used to sit here on the desk. Where is Tom Buck? Tom would just flip out over all this stuff. Okay, and we went to the ear one, which is it's out of reach. I can reach it now. Got a wireless UHF wireless mic. Okay, so not only are we wireless, you know, when the captain puts on the "You are free to roam about the cabin," when that sign goes on, okay, but it's also the UHF frequencies, which stops all the bullshit frequencies that it's happening in this room. Okay, so Randy says it sounds great. Sammy says it sounds good. Woody is, by the way, the Blue Ridge Mountains and Shenandoah River is in Virginia also. So that's referring to the song. Blue Ridge Mountains, da-da-da-da, ha-da-da-da, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place. Can you tell I like to sing? We'll change it to Virginia because that's where Woody is, and Jim is there too. So we'll change it to that. Anyway, so back to the show. Don't just break into song, Peter. Why not? When I'm gone and I go to heaven, I can't break into song here anymore. So gonna do it. So Sammy says, there's some RF static I can hear, but that's very for in, probably in the other room, because in here I hear no static. I hear, but that's very for a train. Oh, trained ear. I don't hear static now. You hear static now? Just curious. There is some RF static. Okay. Let's keep going through. I'm not going to go through that. I'm just grateful to Hal for sending it to me. And Randy is, I'm having the McDonald's large frappe mocha. They raised the tax by 5 cents. Oh. And Peter is having the Randall Roy Special Blend Coffee. That's what's in here. I call it the Randall Roy Special Blend. And the reason is they are both the inspiration Leica Q3. They're both up here. Up here. That's where you see what camera's running. Up here. You see where I'm pointing? So if you go, Peter, I don't know what camera you're on. Yes, you do. You're just not paying attention. Or you didn't know. If you didn't know, that's fine. So in here is decaffeinated coffee, caffeinated coffee, a tiny pinch of chocolate, some monk fruit, a shot of heavy cream, and a scoop of vanilla protein powder. Now, the vanilla protein powder, you think, oh, you made a vanilla protein shake. No. The vanilla protein powder is like a mixture of all the good stuff you need to take it into a McDonald's territory. Okay? In other words, it's got things that's going to make this taste amazing. Now, I know Roy likes his coffee black. Randy likes his coffee frappe mocha. And Peter likes the Randall Roy blend. And that's what I've got going on here. So, see, Roy knows what a fluid head is. I didn't know that's what I needed. And he usually orders 2 of stuff. I didn't because I want that $21 price. They won't give you the $21 price if you buy 2. They'll give you the first one for $21, then the next one is $32 or whatever it is, okay? Well, I want the cheaper. So I also wanted to know if I was going to like this. And dang, I like it. Yes, buy it. Okay? I don't tell people to buy it if I think it's a piece of crap. It's not. It's better than its pay grade, okay? So I will be buying a second one probably next week or the turn of the month. We're getting close, okay? Because I will be getting Amazon coupons, and I use that to buy things for the Christmas room. So, and I'm going through here. I already read Roy's. It's the adapters. I have a bunch of the quarter 20 adapters just for that problem. Yeah, I guess it's a new problem I didn't even know I had, right, Roy? Surprise, Peter. You've been having this problem all along. An old trick is to pull the head around with an elastic band to be even and smoother. That's right. Okay, do you understand what Roy said? Okay. So let's say this was not dampened. So by them adding a spring in here, turn it correctly, all right, this is now dampened, all right? Well, what if it wasn't dampened? So let's say I actually had a handle on this one. There is not, so don't be looking for a handle. It just moves around. That's a ball head. I thought the ball heads were the cat's meow, but the problem is if you open the ball head too much or the camera's a little heavier than it'll put the pressure on, the ball head will just flop over. Don't you hate it when your thing just flops over? Dang, I hate it when my thing flops over. So what Roy is saying, okay, is something that you need to put in the back of your mind as something, as a tool for you to use. So I don't think I have a rubber band here, but if I had a rubber band here, and I could get up and get one because I'm not tethered. Okay, so why don't I do that? I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to my rubber band drawer. You still hear me perfectly fine because guess where the mic is? It's on my shirt. And because it's on my shirt, I can even go potty and I just have to remember to turn it off because I'll be embarrassed as hell that you would hear. Okay. All right, so this is not dampened, meaning there's no smooth action to this. Okay. All right. This one is dampened, but it has the stick on it, and I need to show you this trick. Leica, with a stick. Okay. So if I loosen this up so that this is free and can go anywhere it wants. Now it is dampened, which means all I have to do is push down and see, because there's a spring action in there, it's going to be smooth. But let's say you have one without a spring, all right? So the cheap tripod that I'm on the Q3, has the stick, and it has so I can turn it left and right like this one, which is wonderful. But what if I was videoing and I wanted to go nice and smooth? See how I could do that nice and smooth? So let's say there's a lady, the bride is standing there and her engagement ring is standing on the floor, on the table, and I want to go from from here to here, you don't want to be up and down, okay? You want to go smooth, okay? So the trick to going smooth, if you don't have a dampened version, like this one is damped, okay? It's got a spring in there to keep this from going wrong, all right? But if you didn't have the spring, what you would do is you would get a rubber band, okay? And you'd put it around the base, you'd loosen your screw, and then you'd pull up on the rubber band. And the rubber band absorbs all the jitteriness. See, because it's spring load, it's spring actioned. Okay, we changed cameras. I got so used to talking to the Q3. All right, the same thing. Loosen this up, give it a little tension, yes, not a lot. You want to be able to move this up and down, okay? And if you don't have a dampened version on this, meaning it'll make it smoother, you loosen it just a little bit, enough for you to move it, grab a rubber band, hang the rubber band on there, okay? And then grab the bottom of the rubber band and pull down. Now you have dampened it because the rubber band is absorbing yours and my inability to be smooth as silk. The rubber band does that for us, okay? It's a work of magic. Thanks for reminding me on that, Roy. That is a wonderful hint for all of us to learn. Okay, so Roy has a couple of those newer heads. That's the one where I recommend if you need the base to level the whole shebang before you start. Okay, this one won't do that. It's going to be whatever the level of the tripod is. That's what you're going to get. Okay, so Roy is telling me that he hates bald heads. Don't tell Norm. Well, yeah, bald heads always collapse at the wrong time. That's what happens with the Nikon ZR. The ball head moves, and it really pisses me off. But I got the fix for it, and it's right here. It is 21 bucks. Okay, that is part of the magic because these things are usually not $21. So I showed it to you on, where are you? I showed it to you on online where you could get it. And where is it? It's on Amazon. So this one that I bought is on Amazon. The Neewer, okay, which is a brand. It's not a newer version. Neewer is the name of the brand, okay? That one is at B&H. Okay, there are two types of tripod head mounts, Arca, Swiss, and Manfrotto. I like the Manfrotto. It's the one where you release a latch and it's loose, okay? This one is the Swiss Arca. You unscrew it and then you just take your camera on and off. And then you latch it on the two latches over here and it sits back down and you screw it back on. And let's see. What keeps it from going forward? It's got to stop. Okay, it's got to stop on both ends. Very nice. I didn't even realize that. All right. So to keep it, if you put it on, to keep it from sliding right off and going to the ground, it's got to stop on the bottom on the left and on the bottom on the right. So you latch that on, tighten your red nut up, and you're locked in. That is called the Swiss Arca connections. And the reason that's important is you wind up having a lot of these. So this is neither one. This is whatever they created here. All right. I don't like that because then you got all these different plates. Let me tighten this up because this is dangerous. Hit you in the camera or something and it'll damage something. All righty. So Scotty, this is my first Friday night off in ages. So Scotty goes and sings at nursing homes and events and stuff. And there we go. Oh, it's Nina's birthday. Well, Guess what? Guess what, Nina? Whatever Nina wants, Nina gets. And Nina wants a birthday song. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Nina. Happy birthday to Nina. Happy birthday to Nina. Happy birthday to you. I didn't turn that one off. Bad boy, Peter. Happy birthday to Nina. Okay, see it's off? Tapping it. Happy birthday to Nina. Happy birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you. Hey, Nina, how old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you, Nina? How happy birthday to you. What else do I sing with that? Yeah, just do another round of happy birthday. Happy birthday to Nina. Happy birthday to Nina. Happy birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you. So now I'm comparing singing into the lab. It is important to put a mic on. Geez, I thought I did it right, and I didn't. Okay, so there's an on and off button. I know, it's very technical, right? Okay, so I pushed the off button to stop the singing, and I didn't turn the on for here. So what I was saying, here's Howl. How you doing, Howl? It's because of Howl that we have a whole complete new microphone system here. So everybody say thank you to Howl for what he did. Okay, and I do appreciate it. And I pray Jesus' thousandfold blessing on you, Howl, for just a surprise blessing out of, there's a package at your front door, Peter. Who's this? It's Howl. Well, what is it, Howl? There's a package at your front door, Peter. Are you kidding me? Why would there be a package at my front door, Howl? Well, get up, you lazy bones, and go to the front door. There's a package at your front door. So I went to the front door. Big, big box. It's from Howl. Oh, dear Lord Jesus. A UHF microphone system that President Trump would be jealous of. Okay, so it works a treat. You see how wonderful it is? And I even have another mic in here. Let's get my flashlight out. I have another mic that is in this mess over here. I'll have to get it because it too has a mini, is this it? Yeah, this is it right here. It too has a mini, this is the sly flashlight. You see how it comes in handy? Everything is black, painted black in that corner. So I can't decipher between one thing and another. So this is an Audio Technica mic system. It's wired. It's not wireless. Therefore, I don't use it much. But it does have the XLR mini plug. So I'm going to be able to plug that in. Should I do it right now? I don't know. We're going into strange territory now. All right. So I'm going to take the mic off of this unit. And that's the mic clip. All right. And the only claim to fame here is Audio-Technica is a pretty good brand. Okay, so where are we? We're over there. And this is not falling apart. And it is an XLR connection. So if we take, I don't even know if this is going to work. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to uncurl it because it's been curled, meaning I went round and round around the base. All right. And it's got the clip, so the clip is on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this mic right here next to it. Not plugged in yet. See? The plug is right here. But this connection is unique. You got no place to plug them in. They're mini XLRs, okay? So I'm going to go in my pants, unclip the pack, okay? So I'm going to have to remove this so you won't hear me for a second and plug this in. I don't know if it'll work. I'm going to watch my meters. So if the meters are not jumping, I'm going to quickly come back to this. Ready? Out. So this mic that I'm testing requires power, and this is not supplying it power. I don't think there's a choice to give it power on here. I can't really read that button. All right. So this box has a battery in it. Okay. So this mic is battery powered. I will continue to play with this, but not on the live show because it's kind of dumb to do that. And now I need to unwire myself and unplug the test mic. But I do have another XLR, and it is a powered XLR. So they require you to put a battery in here. It says push. I am pushing. How much pushing you want me to do? Oh, there is no battery in here. Okay, which is smart because my batteries will leak after a period of time. All right, so after it goes through this unit, it has an XLR out, which means I cannot plug it into here unless they make an XLR cable that's mini XLR on both sides. I might try that for the curiosity to see if this Audio-Technica lav piece is actually a better lav mic to put here than the one that came with the Phoenix. So the brand is Phoenix. Okay. So now I'm going to go round and round in circles again. That's why I had to unwind it. Okay. Because when you go round and round in circles, it's usually curled up. So the only output on this is a full-size XLR, okay? And then I clip this on here, and it goes back into its dark hole for me to play with it on another day. So this is an Audio-Technica AT8531, if you want to know what that is, Howl. It's an AT8531. And it sits in the black hole right back there. There we go. Okay. And then this goes back on my belt, except I have no belt, so it's going on the Expandex or the waistband that goes on here. Good thing somebody knows what they're doing around here, right? All right, so let's get going on here. The Leica Q3 crops in photo mode. I read that one already. Thank you, Randy. That was for when I needed that. Fluid heads are also geared. I did see the geared ones, but those are like $200. Meaning instead of just loosely going up and down, it cranks a little bit up and cranks a little bit down. I didn't buy that, obviously. Hello, I didn't buy that. All right, so Roy is saying bald heads are not for wildlife. Well, I'm not wildlife. They're not for me either. Black items are hard to photograph. Yeah, you got to know what you're doing to get them to show up, don't you? Yes, sir. G for gelded, no aperture ring. Roy is asking what is the mic. It's a Phoenix. I showed you the box before. Hal says that the microphone sounds great. Okay, so I cued it myself instead of having you on the phone to help. And I kind of followed your pattern. And I don't know, I think it sounds pretty good. But if you see something and you want me to go highs, mids, or lows, just shoot me a text and I will fix it. Roy says crooners. Yeah, I would be more like a crooner. Good. That's a good term right there. Looking sharper than a hedgehog in a nudist colony. Ooh, you a bad boy. You are a bad boy. Here's Patty. Nice haircut, Peter. Thank you. So Patty is, oh, where does the thing? Patty and Sammy said something about the haircut. I passed it because I didn't want to bring it to the, forefront that I just trimmed my hair because I never know if I like it. I got to see what it looks like in an hour or two. Okay, so Roy says, I hear static. My wife's in the next room. I like my coffee big. And hi, Kevin. As we proceed, step by step. What's that song, Kevin? Slowly I turn, step by step. Thank you for not lurking and saying hi to me. I enjoy it when people say hi to me. So I want to say thank you. I love you. Thank you for being here in the Christmas room. What else do you guys notice? I did another change. It's subtle. So I'm willing to bet most of you are not going to figure out what I did change. But it is definitely a change. Okay. Roy says, both of my Manfrotto Q heads, the clamps, have failed. Okay, that's when I forgot to push the button. Yeah, it was on mute, but we got it. It takes me a second, okay, but it's my age. It's my age, what can I tell you? Okay. And Roy is saying, I thought I hit the mute. Okay. I think there's a guy named Sammy that should be mixing the sound. Yeah, but you know what, Sammy? Your pants are too long. Your pants are too long, Sammy. You got to get them shortened right. There's a song called Sammy, you made the pants too long. There is a song. And Sammy says, I love XLR Mini. Okay, that is the best. Batteries, it takes AA batteries. Oh, it's back here. Takes AA batteries in both, which is good because I have a whole set of envelope batteries there. So I just pop them on the charger and they're good to go. That's the song Sammy and I are working on, one of the songs. And Randy is closing the show out. Let's go to the end, Randy. Sammy says the Phoenix sounds a little fuzzy. Roy says, Sammy, I like the XLR to USB-C. I'll check the fuzzy after we're done. You need to get, I need to get you a wireless mic belt pack. That's Sammy, but he mentioned it before too. You're handsome. Your haircut is that handsome photo, Peter. Yeah, You want to know something, Sammy? That's what I thought of when I was doing it. Honest to God, that picture, I promise you, I was thinking, what did I do in that picture? So it's more pulled in here and less cut off at the top. And Sammy found an old picture of me and he said, I like that hair. So I was thinking of that when I trimmed. Geared pan heads are like 5,000. Yep, well, we're not getting one of those. That's why I love the one I have. And Jamie says, Uncle Peter, you are picking up the Leica M11. No, I don't have the Leica, Jamie. So Randy sent his here so I can experience it. Otherwise, I'm not into $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 cameras. You move the table with the lenses? Not that I know of. Yeah, it's on wheels, so it will move. It's actually a stainless steel kitchen cart. Okay? I don't think I can get to the bottom to show you. So it's on wheels, and I used to have the Mixmaster on it, and that's where I would make my bread. But now I've got another machine that I use to make the bread, which we're not going to start a whole new topic now. I want to do that haircut now. Well, when you come here, Sammy, I'll cut your hair to look like mine. He's going to fly down and see me. There we go. We are at the end of the show now. And now Randy's comment is my saying and his saying. If I can push the correct button, got to push the button. Leica Q3, that is what we want to go out on because that is the star of the show tonight. Excuse me, the Leica Q3. So this is what the Q3 looks like. And today is Friday. So God willing, and the bridge isn't up. Next Wednesday, if I choose, because Wednesday is an optional day for me. I could be here or not. But God willing and the bridge isn't up, I should see you next Wednesday. And my goal is the sky and not the grave. So I'm working week to week, and I'm going like, thank you, Lord, for another week. Some of you guys need to do that too. All right, guys, thank you for a wonderful show. We didn't do it in an hour, but we did it in an hour and 43 minutes. And we did cover a lot of territory, honestly. And no one has complimented me on how nice the Q3 looks. But I've got to say, honestly, I think the Q3 is looking very good. Okay, so I do like the look. And I even think we have a little bit of the Leica look here. And I'm not sure if I actually have a saturation control inside of the Leica. If I do, I'll probably pump it up. I'm going to pump it up here just a little bit right now on Ecamm. And that's what it looks like with just a little bit more saturation. So I might like it, I might not like it. But I'll know that I pumped up the saturation at the end. And let's overdo the saturation just for grins and giggles, okay? So that's the saturation pushed up a lot. And I'll put it back to, you know, the default setting. As a matter of fact, I'll do it now. Okay, so we're at default, and I move it up just a little bit. All right, so that's the Q3 look. I'm very pleased with it. Leica has a look, and it's pretty. Okay, and I think they pump up, part of their look is they pump up the midtones, which makes your face look better without even adding skin smoothing or anything like that. So now I'm going to go do some stuff that I've got scheduled. I have to make a few changes. So I won't be getting the phone, Sammy, just so you know. And then we are off to the races, and tomorrow is a new day. So thank you guys for being here. I love you. I appreciate you, which is just as important as loving you, because appreciation is, many people are very underappreciated. Okay. So let's keep everything in prayer that we need to keep in prayer, because there's a lot of stuff happening. We don't want our boys dying and stuff like that. So there we go. Keep it in your prayers. Love you guys. Thank you for your blessings, and I pray God's blessings on you in return. Good night. Bye-bye.